Um, so we're now getting into what North Korea wants. I believe that 5 joint statements agreed between the leaders of North and South Korea are our best roadmap to what it wants. Again, I don't think it is an invasion. I think what it does involve is the enforcement of these 5 agreements. The enforcement would be done by South Korean courts and police using South Korean laws. I'll give you an example of a recent law that is consistent with the theory that I'm presenting a little bit later on. Um, I picked on the left some in this conversation, but note that the first of these joint statements was done by ultra right wing dictator Park Chung hee. He is the one who signed the first joint communique with Kim Il sung in 1972. My theory for why he did this was that at the time Nixon was drawing down US forces in Vietnam, he was feeling vulnerable domestically, he was increasingly unpopular, and in order to check the growing opposition to his undemocratic rule, he would, several months after this joint communique, impose what was called the Yushin Constitution, which severely restricted civil liberties. My theory is that he was buying North Korea's acquiescence to a domestic crackdown. Um, what we have seen since then, however, is statements that have become progressively more ambitious and more generous toward North Korea, and we'll get into that next. Next slide, please. So again, what I believe North Korea seeks is to establish a confederation, not to occupy South Korea. Uh, there is there was a building where this confederation was supposed to be. I'll show it to you. And there are multiple agreements between the two governments that they would have some form of confederation. The exact contours were never completely agreed, of course. Next slide, please.